If you thought Peter blowing up a children's hospital was bad,
well, watch this. Oh, God.
Oh yeah, we're back. Buckle up because I'm here to serve you a fresh batch of this maniac's misdeeds, starting with something relatively small like disorderly conduct. This is basically a crime you get charged with for being a total jackass. And in Peter Griffin's case, that would mean waking up the whole neighborhood in the dead of night.
Hey, everybody! Meg just had her first period!
Shut up! It's 3 in the morning!
What the hell's going on out there?
Damn it! I'm just saying, I'm proud of her! She's a woman!
Verbally abusing young girls in the street.
I think we look hot. Totally hot.
Ugly.
No!
Being drunk in public.
Chris has Crohn's disease.
Get down there. Don't tell us that now.
And engaging in a fight. All that disorderly conduct would add 2 years in jail and $2,000 in fines to Peter's sentence. Like father, like son, Chris Griffin is also super impulsive and destructive, but I know he seriously regretted breaking that vase at Cleveland's house.
Ow!
That was my great-grandma's vase.
On the drive up from Virginia, she kept that vase between her legs.
What are you doing?
Making sure you learn your lesson.
Ow, it hurts! I can't believe Japanese men pay good money for this!
At work, I am important businessman. I am bad boy.
Lois becomes furious with Donna for hitting her kid, and the two of them get into a heated argument over whether a timeout or a spanking is better. And it's safe to say that Lois doesn't argue her beliefs very effectively.
Very well behaved.
Oh, yeah? Your baby's on the roof right now.
Stewie, you get down from there this instant.
Munch me!
Right now, Stewie, or you're in timeout.
How many gray pubes you plucked today, you old bag?
Your timeouts are a joke. You're a terrible parent.
I'm a terrible parent. You're a child abuser.
Lois declares that the Griffins and the Browns will no longer have anything to do with each other, so if Peter wants to talk to Cleveland without his wife getting mad, he'll need a very convincing disguise.
Do you have any idea how fast you were going, sir?
Peter?
Hey, Cleveland, this is just so we can talk without getting spotted by Lois or Donna. I need you to step out of the car, sir.
Peter, there's gotta be a better way.
He's got a knife! Sorry, Cleveland, it's gotta be authentic. Stay down!
Impersonating a cop is a pretty serious crime, one that'll earn Mr. Griffin a year in jail and a $1,000 fine. The Griffins don't always hate each other's guts, though. Sometimes they make beautiful family memories together, like that one time they swam in a polluted lake.
Dad, look! Holy crap!
Oh my God, what the hell is wrong with this lake?
I think it's a safe bet that that's responsible.
And that time they cyberbullied a girl to death.
Very sorry we cyberbullied that girl to death, but we still want a snowmobile. Today, though, please let there be money in our bank account. Amen.
Amen.
Shockingly, bullying isn't actually a crime, but if it was horrific enough for the girl to have killed herself, Peter definitely deserves to be charged with harassment at the very least. The crime would only get him jailed for another year and fined $500, which is insultingly low, by the way. But you gotta keep in mind that the dead girl's family could actually file a wrongful death claim against Peter and sue him for all the money he's got. Which, I mean, isn't a lot, probably, but it's something. Peter got the first promotion of his life in the episode Mr. Saturday Night, but it only lasted about 15 seconds, and that's honestly impressive for someone as incompetent as him. It's career day at school, and Mort has just finished exposing which parent has terrible hemorrhoids. Now it's Peter's turn to talk about his job.
Hey, you know what I do? I work in a toy factory, and you know what I do there?
I bet you're just one of those low-level assembly line guys who stand there all day screwing heads on dolls. Ooh, is it on straight? I don't know. Boo!
Why, you little snot-nosed...
Mr. Griffin.
When Peter returns home depressed about working a low-end job, Lois suggests he invite Mr. Weed for dinner and ask for a promotion. Peter makes it through the meal without doing or saying anything stupid, shockingly, and his boss vows to make him head of toy development. This is an amazing opportunity for him. Too bad Brian had to ruin it.
It's choking. Do the Heimlich maneuver quick.
He's dead.
Mr. Weed's death was a freak accident, so Peter won't be facing any manslaughter charges. However, he does obstruct justice in the next scene by trying to hide the body in not the most dignified or smartest of places.
Random dead body search.
Oh my God, Lois, stall him!
What are you doing?
Just stall him, Lois!
No charges were brought against Peter in the show, but the dinner roll that killed Weed was taken into custody. In the real world, though, Peter would be facing a year in prison and $1,000 in fines for obstructing justice. Peter loves being a passenger princess.
Hey, SpongeBob.
But he loves driving like a complete and utter tool even more. Here he is looking at a comic book instead of the road.
He's gonna do it. Oh, he's so Hear me, you ridiculous man. Whoa!
Peter, what the hell is wrong with you?
And here he is trying to drive with his feet.
Roadhouse.
Peter also drives under the influence a lot.
Dad? What the hell are you doing?
Yeah, hey, buddy. I'll have a triple cheeseburger and a large fries, and, you sell pants? Hey, sometimes when daddies drive home drunk, they come from far away places, but it's okay, because they didn't get arrested, and they're still kind of drunk, so they think it's okay.
You should know that Mom has emotionally let you go.
The really awful accidents Peter's terrible driving caused deserved their own segment, but those clips that earned Mr. Griffin 3 years in the clink and $1,400 in fines for 2 counts of reckless driving and 2 counts of driving under the influence. He'll probably be ordered to go to AA as well, but I don't think he's allowed back after what happened last time.
Hey, anyone in the house addicted to alcohol?
Peter embarrasses Lois constantly throughout the show, and this is just one of the many examples.
Sorry, fat wife coming through. Sorry, excuse me, fat wife. Oh, hold on a sec. All right, bring her through.
Peter publicly fat-shaming his wife when he himself belongs on My 600-Pound Life is already enough reason for Lois to file for divorce, but sometimes her husband does do sweet things like busting her out of jail. In the episode Breaking Out is Hard to Do, Lois becomes a kleptomaniac and gets thrown in jail for theft. With the only hygienic and semi-normal member of the family gone, the Griffin house becomes totally filthy.
Boy, I sure miss Lois. I wish she was here to clean up all this stuff. Hey, what's this?
Mustard.
Oh, that's right. We had hot dogs last week.
Sick of being more of a slob than usual, Peter decides to bust his wife out of jail. That sounds like a tough job, but it's actually pretty easy if your mouth can expand to 10 times its normal size.
Have a nice day.
Joe chases them all the way to Asia Town, but Lois ends up handing herself in anyway. She gets let off for her crimes, but Peter is going down for 3 years for helping her escape prison. He'd also be getting fined 500 schmackaroons, which is super cheap in comparison to all the stuff that Lois stole in that episode. Why the hell did Lois even agree to go on one date with Peter Griffin, let alone marry him? He treats her like dirt and humiliates her anytime they go out in public, and yet she sticks by him again and again, even when he trash talks her on live television. In the episode You Can't Do That on TV, Peter is ready for another day of doing super important and totally not creepy things.
Take pictures of lesbian butts. Joe and Quagmire and I are making a coffee table book called Lesbian Butts in 80s Jeans. I already got the first chapter right here.
Where'd you take all these pictures?
You know, coffee houses, Chevy dealerships, all the usual places.
Lois orders Peter to stay home and watch Stewie while she runs errands, and after breaking the vacuum cleaner in a fit of spiteful rage, she has some father-son time with his baby by comparing the sizes of their... Guess whose was the smallest?
All right, let's see what you got. Stupid game anyway.
Peter later becomes fascinated by the whole preschool show Jolly Farm Review, and his heart rips in two when he finds out it's getting canceled. To fill the empty void in his soul, Peter starts his own kids' TV show called Petey's Funhouse. Lois gets pissed at her husband for wasting his time putting on a stupid TV show instead of helping around the house, and her constant nagging gives Peter an idea for a new character.
Go rent Twilight and do mouth stuff on me, even though it's been a day and a half since I've showered and I've used several public bathrooms in the interim. Sounds like this could go on for a while, kids. Hey, Saggy Naggy, I know what'll cheer you up. Do you like pie? I guess. Well, how does this taste?
Yeah!
Saggy Naggy becomes despised by the children of Quahog, and as a result, Lois can't even go grocery shopping without getting beat up by children.
What the hell? Young man, what do you think you're...
However, Peter does get sweet karma at the end of the episode when he stupidly brings this aggressive puma on stage.
Cut the camera! Cut it! Roll a Petey learn-along song!
Peter committed child endangerment in that episode by bringing a dangerous wild animal on stage in front of a live audience of literal children, and that crime will add 3 years to his jail time and another $1,000 fine. But honestly, he deserves jail for portraying Lois as a raging puppet That could only lead to a defamation lawsuit, though. Everybody knows Peter Griffin ain't the most thoughtful of husbands out there. From taking his wife on vacation to a retirement home to forcing her to become a boxer, he does a lot of pretty garbage things. However, the episode Baby It's Cold Outside surely proved that Lois married a complete psychopath. After remembering National Dachshund Day and not his own wedding anniversary, Peter panics and books a last-minute dinner date on a boat. It's super romantic and the couple goes skinny dipping, but Peter gets mistaken for a walrus.
Hold on, Lois. I'm gonna grab a real quick hot chocolate.
And forget Rose hogging that door. If Peter was on the Titanic, he'd take all the lifeboats for himself, screw the women and children. Fortunately, the shark turns out to be a friendly dolphin, so Lois doesn't end up getting ripped to shreds while her heroic husband relaxes on dry land with a cup of hot chocolate. She makes it back to the shore, and Peter races to the scene to wrap her in a warm towel and profusely apologizes for leaving her out to die. Peter Pumpkin Eater 69's selfishness was staggering in that episode. I mean, he could have waited 2 seconds for Lois to get in the boat, but oh no, he just raced off and left her to be eaten. Abandoning his wife in the ocean would be considered reckless endangerment, and the penalty is 7 years in the big house plus $5,000 in fines. Peter would also be facing 6 months in prison and a $1,000 fine for invasion of privacy. This would also be for photographing Lois washed up on the shore naked and then posting the intimate photo on social media under the hashtag beached whale. Yeah, that was definitely his most brutal roast ever. Peter Griffin just accepts whatever life throws at him, even when his arms got ripped off and he had to spend months growing them back.
Are you okay to swim like that?
Am I okay to swim? I'm not. I can only flap about like a motorized tub toy. Please help me.
So when a chiropractor adjusted him to his real height and teenage girls started calling him Slender Man, he just rolled with it.
Hey, Peter, would you get off your phone?
Sorry, young girls keep killing each other because they think I'm the Slender Man now.
You telling them to kill each other?
It's just a goof.
Goading children to kill each other for a joke is the sickest, most twisted thing I can ever think of ever, and Slenderman Peter would rightfully be charged with soliciting murder. If convicted, he'd be caged for the next 20 years and fined $50,000. And going to jail when he's that tall would really suck. He'll bang his head every morning and he'll never find a jumpsuit that fits properly. It's what he deserves. Remember the fat guy strangler? He was Lois's secret brother who got locked away in the mental hospital. Peter has a secret brother too, but he's held captive in a storm shed.
Oh, the moonlight burns.
It's almost Christmas. It's almost Christmas. Being good, and all the eggshells and coffee grounds will be yours.
Can I meet the family? You've overstepped. No Christmas.
The hairless twin escapes captivity in the episode Fresh Air, but Peter is ready to take him out with a shotgun.
Oh no, my hairless twin got out. Hello, family. Let's eat all the garbage we want.
Holding his own brother captive for years and years in a tiny shed, depriving him of sunlight and all human contact might be one of the cruelest things Peter has ever done. And the fact that I'm saying might be speaks volumes as to the true evil things this man has really done. His actions, though, here would definitely get him charged with false imprisonment, and the penalty is 4 years in jail and $20,000 in fines. Forcing his twin to live in such dire conditions and feeding him actual garbage would also be considered a form of torture, and that crime would add another 20 years and $10,000 in fines to Peter's sentence. Don't eat food you find in the parking lot, guys. Peter took a chance on a discarded taco in the episode Mom's the Word, and, well, he had a little accident.
Finally! Now I can get myself to the... Uh-oh!
That was hilarious. Peter admitting to being involved in a major terrorist attack wasn't so funny, though.
Somebody saw me holding hands with a guy at Quiznos this morning. All right, and was I involved in the Oklahoma City bombing? A little bit.
The 1995 Oklahoma City bombing was the deadliest act of domestic terrorism in U.S. history, and 165 people died, including 19 children. So if Peter Griffin really was involved in such a thing, he deserves to be fined at least $1 million and jailed for terrorism for at least 25 years. Hands down, the number one most reckless, impulsive thing Peter has ever done is this. Kidnapping the Pope just to impress his mean Catholic father is probably like number 12.
Lois, put the coffee on.
Careful, I just cleaned the floor.
Good thing, eh?
Lemony.
Your Holiness, this is such an honor. Please go into the living room and make yourself at home. Peter, what is the Pope doing here?
Relax, honey. I just hijacked his bubble car so we can convince my dad I'm a good guy.
You kidnapped the Pope? Peter, this is the most reckless thing you've ever done.
The Pope made it back to the Vatican safely, but Peter would still be facing 20 years in prison and a $10,000 fine for kidnapping him. Opening the airplane door would also add 7 years and $5,000 to his sentence for reckless endangerment. The seatbelt signs were on, so nobody got sucked out with Peter, but how did he even survive the fall anyway? Peter will screw his friends over any chance the dude gets. He's already obliterated Cleveland's house way too many times to count, pimped out Quagmire, but what's the worst thing he's done to Joe? Well, there was that time Peter wanted to buy Meg a car that matched her personality, but since he's a terrible father, he treated himself to a literal tank in the process and didn't look where he was going.
All right, Meg, you got a feel for the controls. Now give it a little gas.
Oh, great, it's here. That mirror I bought on eBay. Oh my God!
Even though Joe can't feel pain in his lower body, what Peter did would still be considered vehicular assault. And the jail time for that crime is going to be insane because the dude has 7 more people we got to account for in the show.
Hit and run by a drunk driver today at Quahog Park. 2 children are missing.
I was just there.
Like reverse time did that kid a favor.
I'm not so sure about that.
I know how many beers I can drink and still be able to drive. I figured it out. 7. 6. Nobody has to get hurt, Brian. Only one person has to get hurt, Brian.
Close my eyes and make all this go away.
Peter, look out!
Holy crap!
Oh my God, Mr. Tucker, are you all right?
Do I look like I'm all right? My back is broken and my leg is twisted.
The penalty for almost turning people into roadkill is normally 3 years and $100,000 in fines, but if the driver was under the influence, it gets bumped up to 6 years and $500,000. So for running down 8 people, 5 of whom whilst drunk, Peter would be jailed for 27 years and fined $1.8 million. He'd also be banned from driving permanently, but I'm sure the idiot would still find a way to kill people via bicycle. There are plenty of more heinous crimes Peter has committed against children that we need to discuss. Let's start with the crimes he's committed against his own baby, and no, I'm not talking about that time he thought his moobs could produce milk. I'm talking leaving Stewie in a boiling hot car.
Where is Stewie?
Baby in there?
Oh my God! He's gonna miss the game!
Not changing his diaper for weeks.
There's so much duty in here. I can't take it anymore. I haven't eaten in 4 days because I just can't fit anymore in there. Help me.
And literally using him to make his junk appear bigger. Peter was jealous of Chris's massive wank.
Nice, huh? Yeah? You like this?
Stop it, they're embarrassing me. Look, I know you're upset, but where's Stewie?
He's around.
Let me out of this stink-filled corduroy dungeon.
Peter, that's sick!
It's okay. He's outside the underwear.
Those clips would get Mr. Griffin charged with 1 count of child endangerment, 1 count of child neglect, and 1 count of child abuse. Moving on to children he's not related to, Peter once caught his wife trying to molest Justin Bieber, but instead of calling the cops on her for being a literal pedophile, he beat the crap out of the teen singer.
And Lois, I've had enough of you two. Now you come home and start acting your age.
No!
Peter Griffin gave this teenager a knuckle sandwich as well.
But what I think you really want is love.
It's true.
Assuming both teens were under 18, Peter's responsible for 2 counts of assault of a minor. We also need to charge Peter with child endangerment again because he had a very short-lived career as the world's worst babysitter.
So, why don't you just play with this blow dryer and these rattles? Yeah, guess that's it. Well, you probably want me to get out of your hair, so here's the Drano in case there's a clog. Soap's right there next to the radio, and towels are on the roof.
All of those crimes against kids have earned Mr. Griffin 49 years in prison and $1,504,000 in fines. But Peter should really be more worried about Stewie nuking him as revenge or getting slaughtered by an army of angry believers. Peter Griffin has lived a very interesting life, to say the least. He's been a military clown.
You're all stupid. See, they're gonna be looking for army guys.
A lion tamer.
I used to be a lion tamer.
A pimp.
You're not worth that much, you're trash. Ask for 2.
And even a horse breeder. But I think he had the most fun that time he became a pirate. In the episode Long John Peter, Brian is taken to the vet with stomach pain. Instead of being on the edge of his chair, sick with worry, Peter becomes besties with this parrot.
Would you like to be friends?
Like to be friends?
Oh, what's your name? I'm Peter.
Peter!
No way, that's my name! Hey, you should come home and spend the night at my house.
Peter, that's someone's pet. You can't just take it.
Well, maybe they never know it's gone.
Brian's stomach obstruction gets cleared. It was a used diaper he mistook for Indian food, but Peter's too busy playing pirate to care.
Hey, Brian, look! Brian's sick! Mom, get your keys!
Chris, I'm not going to the vet.
Peter, what the hell are you doing?
That's Long John Peter to you, porthole.
Look at the parrot's face. He hasn't even spent 24 hours with Peter Griffin and he's already completely done with life. After presumably getting kicked out of the house for smelling like pirates, Captain Peter and his Sea Dog crew head to Goldman's Pharmacy to commit their first pirate raid.
Crystal knock!
Aha! 'Tis Long John Peter and his merry men come seeking plunder. All your tux-medicated pads be ours.
Oh my God! Oh God, what are you doing?
Ah! For no reason, I'm going to fire this cannon all over your store. Ah!
The crew flees the blown up pharmacy and move on to their next victim, some weird British guy carrying crates of sugarcane, tobacco, and spices. A dangerous cannon and sword fighting filled car chase ensues, which kills an electrician. And then Shelley Booth Bishop.
Shoot it again!
What? I didn't understand that.
I said shoot it again, but I said it pirate-like.
Long John Peter never went to sea, so the crimes he committed actually wouldn't be classified as piracy. Still, he would be charged with 2 counts of armed robbery, like 5 counts of property damage, 1 count of manslaughter, 1 count of murder, and 1 count of reckless driving. All those crimes get Peter thrown in jail for 101 years and fined $1,781,000. But he's way more upset about losing his pet parrot.
Sir, we've got a man down.
Oh my God, Adrian Peaky, say something!
Shoot me!
With Quagmire and Mr. Herbert perving around constantly, it's easy to forget that Peter Griffin is also a massive creep. Let me give you some examples of how truly grotesque this guy can be. In the episode Jungle Love, Peter gets drunk and plants his bare frackin' butt on one of Meg's friends.
Oh, Lois, by the way, we're out of toilet paper.
That would be assault, as would spanking 3 of his teammates without their consent in the episode Patriot Games.
Yeah, come on, good game. Let's get out there. Let's do it. Yeah, buddy. 110%, yeah? Come on, let's go. Let's go, good game.
4 count assault could land Peter in jail for as long as 40 years and also be fined $40,000. Moving on to the episode Boopity Boppity, a flashback shows Peter playing a game of Mysterious Intruder with Lois.
Did you like that game of Mysterious Intruder, Lois?
I don't know who you are, and my name isn't Lois.
Mine is. Let's do it again.
The scene heavily implies that the woman was, so we need to add another 10 years and $10,000 in fines to Peter's sentence for that. Next, we need to add 6 years and 10 grand in fines for 2 counts of voyeurism.
Okay, move the towel. Move the towel. Oh, they spotted me. Sorry, retarded.
Oh, that's okay then.
Don't know any better.
Oh, bless your heart.
Jeez, didn't you hear me a second ago? I'm retarded.
Oh, you're just curious.
In Airport 07, the oaf also decides to become a redneck and tries to do what he thinks all rednecks do to their daughters.
What are you doing?
Meg, I'm a redneck, which means I am about to do something to you that you will not remember until you're 40. Come back here. I meant...
Saying something so creepy and inappropriate would be considered harassment, and that means another 5 years and $1,000 in fines need to be added to Peter's sentence, and the pervy acts toward his own children don't even stop there, unfortunately. Going back to the episode Fresh Air, Peter finds out that Chris will be getting all of Carter's inheritance when he dies, and in a desperate attempt to secure some of the dough for himself, he asks his own son for his hand in marriage.
I have something very important to ask you. There comes a time when every man looks at his son and thinks, I want to take this to the next level. Chris Griffin, will you marry me?
What?
Chris even says yes, because the dude just wants to spend time with his dad.
Then yes, I will marry you, Dad.
Oh, that's wonderful news.
Peter then drives his kid all the way to Vermont, where incestuous marriages are legal, at least in the show, and on their way there, he confesses to committing zoophilia.
So now you know my complete Actual history, Chris.
I'm surprised you got fooled by a bear in a wig.
It wasn't a wig, it was a hair system.
Fortunately, Lois showed up in time to stop the wedding and reclaim her husband, but Peter simply attempting to marry his biological child can be legally considered even if activity took place. Mr. I tried to marry my own son for money just earned himself 3 years in jail and $10,000 in fines. Screwing an actual bear will add another 20 years and $10,000 in fines to the zoophile sentence. And as if all those crimes weren't nauseating enough, Peter Griffin is also just a literal pedophile. Let me explain. In the episode The 2,000-Year-Old Virgin, Peter and the guys are sent out to help Jesus lose his virginity. When speed dating fails, Peter decides to create a Facebook forum, but when he opens his laptop, he realizes he forgot to close the CP he was watching last night.
A lot of POV stuff.
Yeah, I like to pretend it's mine down there what's doing all the slapping.
Peter, how old is that girl?
Excuse me, won't you?
A lot of scumbags out today.
Possession of CP carries a penalty as high as 25 years in prison and a fine of $250,000. So all in all, Peter has just earned himself a whopping 109 years in jail and $331,000 in fines for being the very definition of human trash. Calling Meg the black sheep of her family would definitely be an understatement. Extremely abused punching bag would be more accurate.
Ah, damn it, Meg!
Meg is also one of those ancestry DNA tubes you just spit in.
Everybody spit on Meg!
Stop! Stop! You got out!
A baseball.
Oh, God, Meg, you startled me. I'm sorry.
What the hell's your problem, you dumbass?
A fart smeller.
And you're a fart smeller, Meg.
A warm, toasty fire.
Hey, Meg, don't be such a hothead.
What?
Hey, Meg, you sure look hot today.
What?
Hey, Meg, I lit your scalp on fire.
And a girl who just really loves eggs.
There's one of them now. Take that for stealing jobs from hardworking people.
Oh, and soup.
Meg, your mother made soup for you. Here you go, honey.
Peter has also assaulted Lois a few times in the show as well.
Hey, Lois, you want some beans with that, right? What do you think I'm doing? I'm bonding with Stewie.
All those clips I just showed you would be considered domestic assault. While the penalty shouldn't be lower than regular assault, it is. So for 11 counts, Peter would be only heading to the clink for 110 years as opposed to 220. He'd also be getting fined a measly $11,000, which is honestly more insulting than throwing that soup at Meg. Now, if you don't already believe that Peter Griffin deserves the electric chair for all of his crimes, allow me to present to you with his most evil act yet, having the most rancid breath in the universe.
All right, so this is Pawtucket Patriots National Distribution. As you can see, we're predominantly an East Coast beer. Hey, there's going to be a quiz on all this later. I'm just kidding. Someone said that to me once. Now I say it.
While almost killing a coworker with his death breath should be considered attempted murder, it's not. However, there are plenty of actual attempted murders Peter can be brought to justice for. For example, he has literally tried to murder his own wife on 3 separate occasions. In the episode Hell Comes to Quahog, Peter tried to vaporize Lois on the spot with his new tank.
Archie balls!
I bought a tank.
Are you out of your mind?
Let me show you how the gun works.
In Family Guy, he tried to shoot her as she collected the mail.
What the hell?
In the courtship of Stewie's father, Lois asked Peter to bond with Stewie, but this wasn't exactly what she had in mind. Peter has also tried to blow Mort's brains out.
Morning, Lois.
Peter, for God's sake!
Stabbed Dr. Hartman.
Oh, that was unnecessary but cool.
Fired his fishing crew. Literally.
I love you both. I'm so sorry.
And would have succeeded in murdering Quagmire if Chris hadn't been out joyriding.
Chris, I am very disappointed in you, and you are grounded, and we will talk about this after I kill my best friend.
Attempted murder carries a maximum penalty of 20 years in prison and a $1 million fine, so it looks like Peter will be heading straight to the slammer for 160 years with $80 million to pay. Good luck. Peter ain't the king of needlessly beating people up. He's the frackin' goat.
Kill your son! Your son is dead!
Heads up! Heads up! Heads up!
Punch me in the face.
I'm doing great. I was really sorry to hear about your dad.
Oh, that means a lot.
I'm sorry I couldn't make it to the wake. I was out of town.
It's okay. Thanks for the flowers.
Need these shipping reports filled out by 5 o'clock today.
Peter knocking his boss's lights out for merely expecting him to work while he's at work is honestly relatable. I don't think any of us could relate to committing 9 counts of assault, though. If you do, dab me up. I mean, have you considered anger management? All those assault charges are going to get Peter fined $6,750,000 and shipped off to the Stony Lonesome for 180 total years. Peter had a freaking blast that time he worked at Burger King.
I work at Burger King making flamboyant Whoppers. I wear paper hats. Would you like an apple pie with that?
But you know, he has way more fun just slaughtering people.
Hey, Chris, hey, you remember that kid you said was bullying you at school? Well, here's his head.
That's not even him! That's the deaf kid!
Oh, that was sign language.
Can we use your phone?
Holy crap, it's a Children of the Corn.
It's just so horrible.
I'm sorry, Lois. Thought if I shook him enough, he'd stop crying. I was kind of right.
That's approximately 30 deaths Peter Griffin has to answer for, including his own son. What the hell? The penalty for murder can be 25 years in Rhode Island, so let's add 750 years to this killer's sentence. Also, he's got just $30 million in fines to pay. He could try and sell his stuff, but I mean, the only valuable possession he owns is the Peter Copter, and that's only worth like, what, 100 grand? Peter Griffin is totally useless at basically anything that is not related to being fat and abusive. I mean, this dude can't even cover his own farts by coughing.
We've had complaints about, and I have spoken with the school. Is there something you'd like to say, Mr. Griffin?
No.
Peter's almost impressive ability to screw everything up means he's a ticking time bomb, and walking calamities like him should never be allowed anywhere, especially not near kitchens.
Holy crap. Oh my God. And that means... And that also means...
Water parks.
Water slide!
Game shows. Frail old people.
Gonna blow you guys away.
Grandpa!
Oh my God! Is he breathing?
Dad, I'm so sorry I broke all your ribs and busted your spleen and punctured your lung. I don't know if you can hear me right now, but I love you, Dad.
Peter, come closer. I need to say to you.
I'm here, Dad. What is it?
You're a fat, stinking drunk.
Oh my God, he's dead.
Air vents.
Ah!
Oh my God! You just crushed Andy!
And even the ocean.
Cannonball!
Peter's also killed a guy with his thinking grenades.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God, he's dead!
That might work.
He killed a guy with his pet T-Rex.
Now fetch! Drop it! Drop it! Drop it! Drop it! Ew, it's got spit all over it.
And killed a literal baby by entering a brain-damaged horse into the Quahog Derby race.
Wait a sec. Hold the phone. He's going back towards the track. Fellas, this race ain't over yet.
My baby's dead!
It's over.
That tsunami Peter triggered by jumping into the ocean must have killed around 500 people, and the rest of the people who perished because of his stupidity, and Mr. Griffin's looking at 15,870 years in the slammer for manslaughter. Oh, also a colossal $264,500,000 fine. I will never get over him accidentally cooking the kids instead of dinner. Lois will never ask him to help around the house again. At this point, Peter might as well call property damage his full-time hobby because the dude is destroying stuff all the frickin' time and always in the most stupidest of ways.
I smell everything! I'm invincible!
Another $1.25.
Is that right? Keep the change.
But all that property damage pales in comparison to the legendary battles Peter fights against Ernie the giant chicken. And we practically dedicated an entire video to these fights alone. They annihilate Quahog. If we're considering every single item Peter has destroyed throughout the entire show, regardless of how trivial, he'd be definitely looking at least 1 million counts of property damage, and that's being generous. That would earn him at least 3 million years in the big house, and an insanely hefty $50 billion fine. And that's all of Peter Griffin's evil twisted crimes, guys. Not making a part 3. Maybe. If we tally up all the jail time and fines he's racked up in our last video on Peter Griffin, Peter's looking at a brand new grand total of 3,493,716 years in jail, plus $57,959,273,200 in fines. He's definitely one of the most wanted villains in all of not just Quahog, but really the world. I ask you, dear viewer, though, how does this sentence compare to other characters? Well, click the screen to find out. Thanks for watching.